We go to the Showcase studio on the east side of the square, downtown Monroe, and joining us from TIXBLITZ.com, we got Michael Halatek is with us. Good morning, Michael.
Hey, good morning. It's great to be a Bears fan this morning, isn't it?
And it's also great to be a Packers fan, actually, as well. So lots of very happy football fans all over the area here after both the Bears and the Packers winning yesterday. And I guess let's start with the Bears game.
Hey, before we start there, last week I wanted to talk a little bit about one of the craziest games that ever occurred between the Bears and the Packers. If we have an extra minute.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, last week on Monday was the anniversary of what is known as the replay game. I don't know if you remember that. Ben, I don't even know if you were born in 1989. But the Bears were playing Green Bay on November 5th. They were ahead 13-7 with 41 seconds left to go in the game. Fourth down on the Bears' 14-yard line, and Don Mmqb got flushed out of the pocket. He stepped over the line of scrimmage towards the right sidelines, hit Sterling Sharp with a touchdown. It was ruled that he had gone beyond the line of scrimmage, and a penalty flag was thrown. But that was when replay was in its infancy, and they actually had a booth review that subsequently overturned the call and gave the victory to the Packers 14-13.
Wow. So that replay is actually causing a lot of controversy even since then. So.
Even since then. In fact, Coach Ditka at the time, this is the game he wanted to put an asterisk next to. And actually, that play was not subject to review. It should never have been overturned. So quite frankly, the Bears actually should have won that game. The league sent an apology letter to the Bears after that occurred. Penalties were not subject to review back then. So, an absolute crazy game.
Wow, wild. And yesterday for the Bears actually seems a little crazy, especially when it comes to a field goal kicking, huh?
It was, I've been watching the games. I've been watching football since as long as I can remember, back to even 5 and 6 years old. And I've never seen a kicker hit the upright, not once, not twice, but 4 times. I mean, just dead center hit the upright on 4 kicks. And I know Mason Crosby knows exactly how Cody Parkey feels. I know the Minnesota kicker from week 2 knows exactly how it feels. And hopefully Prater, the kicker from Detroit, can feel that same thing on Thanksgiving Day.
So the Bears, though, defeating Detroit yesterday, and that puts them, that puts them ahead of Minnesota half a game?
Yeah, that's correct. They're 6-3. The Minnesota is 5-3-1. And it's going to be a fun game Sunday night at Soldier Field. But let's talk about yesterday's game. Have yourself a day, Mitch, huh? His best game as a professional. He threw 23 completions, 355 yards, 3 touchdowns. He added another one running. His QB rating on the day was over 140, and he improved his numbers on the year. Get this, and there's a lot of Trubisky bashers out there. Your dad keeps on asking me every week if I'm sold on Mitch Trubisky. So let's just take a look at this. 190 for 290, 2,304 yards, 19 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, a QB rating of 101.6 on the year for Mitch Trubisky. So you doubters out there, you can just stop. Just stop. The guy's real. That game was his. He was focused all game. He was the star of the game, even with the return of some guy by the name of Khalil Mack, which we'll talk about in a minute. But Mitch Trubisky absolutely had a performance that, quite frankly, no Bear quarterback since the Super Bowl era has had a better day and a better quarterback rating throwing more than 30 attempts in any game since, like I said, since the Super Bowl era began in the late 60s.
You mentioned Khalil Mack. He's just become a force to be reckoned with on the Bears defense.
He missed the last 2 games. He wanted to play, but I think it was a wise choice for them to get him as healed as much as possible. Came back with a vengeance, 2 sacks, led the defense. The defense ended up with 3 takeaways, 6 sacks overall. It was just a great performance. And they also had the return of another special signing in the offseason. Bears wide receiver Allen Robinson came back after missing the same 2 weeks that Mac did, and he had 6 receptions for 103 yards and 2 TDs on his own. So the Bears now face Minnesota Sunday night, and the Bears are doing well when Pittsburgh-Jacksonville gets rubbed out of a Sunday night game, and the Bears-Vikings game gets flexed into primetime this coming Sunday. So Bears play the Vikings at Soldier Field, 7:30 kickoff next Sunday. The winner is in first place. If the Bears win, they have a 1.5 game lead over Minnesota. And if Green Bay can beat Seattle this Thursday night, they would move into a tie for second with the Vikings.
All right, so it's going to be a big game Sunday night, prime time, and it's in Chicago, and I think if somebody wants to go to that game, you know where to go to get the tickets for it, right?
There is only one place to go. You can go to a couple of the well-known sites out there, which we won't mention their names, but if you do, once you select your tickets, then you go to your payment page and see that there's enormous service fees tacked on. But at TIXBLITZ, there's no service fees. The price you see is the price you pay, and an exclusive offer for our Big Radio listeners. When you go to your payment page, there's a little place on top that says click here. If you have a promo code, you want to click that, open up a window, and type in Big Radio, all one word, all caps, and as an exclusive for our listeners this morning, you save 5% on any ticket, not just Bears tickets, not just Packers tickets, every ticket, every venue, everywhere, concerts, Broadway, sports, DePaul tickets. Mm-hmm. I think somebody is a DePaul fan out
right.
there.
Well, as much as an alma mater, can be, yeah, a DePaul fan. But yeah, it's tough being a DePaul fan with how they've been playing the last couple of years.
But I had to throw that in after our conversation from last week. The Wintrust Arena is something special. By the way, they play at home tonight.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make it down there tonight, but this season I would definitely like to make it down there to the Wintrust Arena. So TIXBLITZ.com is the website to go to, TIXBLITZ, TIXBLITZ.com, and you can use that promo code Big Radio, one word, all caps, to save 5%.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the Packers yesterday. How about the Packers defense holding Miami out of the end zone the entire game?
Yeah, was a good showing there by the Packers, and I think a lot of Packers fans have started to get nervous just for every game to see if the team's actually going to show up or not.
It has been an interesting year for the Packers. They aren't playing on all cylinders, but yesterday, at least on the offense, they put it all together. The game ball has to go to none other but their running back, Aaron Jones, 145 yards, 2 TDs. He added a few receptions, over 20 yards receiving there. The defense added 6 sacks. Aaron Rodgers was just good enough to get them in the end zone a couple more times. And, that game kind of, there was a momentum swing at the very beginning of that game. I don't know if you were watching it, but Miami at the opening kickoff, they came down and Osweiler he was in the pistol formation. The center put one right between his hands. It went through his hands. He did his best Mike Glennon imitation from a year ago. Packers recovered the ball, went downfield, scored a touchdown, and instead of 7-0 Miami, it's 7-0 Packers. And they were never thwarted after that. So it was an interesting game. There wasn't a lot of momentum swings in it, but the Packers great defense played their role perfectly, and the Packers rolled to a victory 31-12 over the Dolphins. So they're now in third place. a game behind Minnesota. They have a quick turnaround, and this is going to be a tough game because Seattle is playing well. They almost beat the Rams in L.A. yesterday, and Green Bay has not played well, and there's been some crazy games against the Packers and Seattle. If you'll remember the simultaneous catch game early in the season a few years ago, the playoff game that the Packers all but had won, and their onside kick, Seattle recovered it, went down to score in the last seconds of the game to win that playoff game. So it's going to be an entertaining game, I think. Yeah. So it'll be fun to watch Thursday. So we've got some fun. We've got Packers Thursday. We've got Bears Sunday night. We've got Bears Thursday on Thanksgiving, which we'll talk about next week. And then, of course, the Packers playing at the following Sunday. So a lot to talk about in the coming weeks, and it's going to be fun going down the stretch.
All right, Michael Halatak from TIXBLITZ.com. Michael, thanks for joining us here this morning on The Morning Mess.
Always a pleasure. And remember, TIXBLITZ.com. Every ticket, every venue, everywhere. See you next Monday.
All right, Michael Halatak from TIXBLITZ.com. Every ticket, every venue, everywhere. That's TIXBLITZ.com.
So you're looking for great ticket deals. Who isn't? Well, TIXBLITZ.com has you covered. From the biggest sporting events to Broadway shows and concerts, TIXBLITZ.com has the best ticket selection at the very best prices out there and no service fees. So the price you see is the price you pay. Plus, TIXBLITZ.com donates up to 25% of their proceeds to charity. TIXBLITZ.com has the tickets you want when you want them. Go to TIXBLITZ.com today. That's TIXBLITZ.com. Every ticket, every venue, everywhere.